Okay. Well, hello to everybody who is joining us. Hello to anybody who's joining us after the stream. Welcome to the uh, February Stitch and Bitch, which I didn't realize until today was going to be the day before Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there.
And happy Galentine's Day.
And happy Galentine's Day.
And happy Friends Day, because in Finland we don't have any romantic connotations on Valentine's Day. It is just called Friends Day.
Aww,
That's probably far healthier.
I like that one more.
Yeah, I do too. My name is Bree. This channel is Bree Reads Books. This is our monthly live show where we craft and talk about books and media and all sorts of good stuff. Let's go around and do the introductions. Anyone care to start? I will volunteer someone for us.
Okay.
I'm going with Rhea because if I go clockwise around my screen, that's who I see.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Rhea. My channel is The Bookfinch, and today, instead of doing regular crafting, I'm going to be drawing stuff. I've recently, I normally read a ton of like fantasy and also like comics and stuff. Recently, I've been hooked into webtoons, and also apparently now I'm reading Korean light novels. And I now, for some reason, understand better all the Sarah J. Maas fans. So, let's talk about that more when we get to what books we are reading. But yeah, that's me.
All right, Di?
Sure. My name's Diana. My channel is Bookish Di, and I normally read science fiction fantasy, although lately it's been more nonfiction and romance.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
It's your turn. Powers of deduction right there.
I'm still trying to get my brain back after like panicking over the Twitter group thing. So my name is Rachel. My channel is Kalanati, and I mostly talk about science fiction and fantasy and nonfiction and romance and a little bit of everything else. So, yeah.
All fantastic stuff. So like I said, I didn't realize it was Valentine's Day. Well, I realized Valentine's Day was coming up. I didn't realize that today was going to be so close to the holiday.
I painted my nails last night, like the perfect Valentine's Day red, only I forgot that Valentine's Day is on Monday. So I'm taking stuff into the office to feed my coworkers, and I was like, wait a minute, everyone's going to think this is a Valentine's Day.
But is it chocolate? As long as it's not like full-on chocolate, I think it's okay.
I did get chocolates. I got those Lindor chocolate, individually wrapped chocolate things because they were on sale. Because we've got a candy jar at work, so I was like, it's probably my turn to fill that up. But I basically promised I would bring cupcakes, but they're not chocolate.
That's funny. What kind of cupcakes are you bringing?
They are like a green tea matcha cupcake with little tiny marzipan decorations on them. So I don't know.
That's not good.
I've made them like twice before, but it's been years. And for some reason I was just like, I really want to make green tea cupcakes. Will my coworkers think that is a super weird thing? I don't think they're going to care as long as it's halfway decent and they can eat something.
I'm going to go ahead and say that if they have a problem with it, the problem is them and not the fact that you brought in green tea cupcakes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think anyone will ever be opposed to having treats at the office.
True.
Yeah. Rachel, what are you knitting?
I am working on a shawl. Let me get to the end of my row so I can hold this up. I'm finally starting to do things with my hand-spun yarn. So this has been really fun to do.
Oh my gosh.
It's really cool looking.
I love the texture.
I love the slip stitch details.
Yeah, those are really pretty.
It's called A Bundle of Stars. It's by the Crimson Stitchery. And she did this like midwinter collection with Aroha knits, and Francoise is Maori. She's French Maori, and so they did a collection that was kind of like inspired by the night sky and I think a particular image that was like a Maori celestial thing. Like apparently stars are really big in Maori stuff. Like we really
that makes
focus
sense.
we're really
It makes
focused on
sense
the
because
stars.
of all the sailing and
Yeah.
stuff.
So this slip stitch pattern with the white is like really reminiscent of this painting that they both really liked. I think it looks really cool. So, but the blue and this purple are my hand spun, and the whole thing is held double with mohair, which is becoming a trend in my life.
It's going to be so cozy.
It's going to be really nice. I think it's going to grow pretty big with blocking as well. So
yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now. I do have the beginnings of the little bunny, which I was telling you about.
I love that.
It's really cute. I've got 4 little legs and some shaping to do, and then it'll be done.
It's so
Any
precious.
progress on the chickens?
I finished the chickens. The chickens will be in an upcoming episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, they're
I'm
currently
here for
living
it.
at work on my desk at work. So
Which is where they belong.
yeah, I would much rather
especially the goth chicken. Did you keep the goth chicken?
I would much rather knit chickens, because I am not exaggerating when I say that this tiny little bunny that's not even finished yet has taken me an entire day to make, and it's more like seaming than it is knitting. It's really frustrating. So I will not be making more little bunnies. You get more of a payoff when you're doing larger stuffed toys, but I had to at least try the teeny tiny sleeping bun. So
We do have our first cat of the show, Joe.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, come back and look at your adoring fans. Like, no.
We all bow our feet.
Has she gotten a little thinner? I feel like her chubby cheeks have kind of lost some of the chubbiness.
I mean, I hope so, because the vet told me to slim her down a bit when I took them in last year. So I've been feeding them less dry food, which seems to be a big source of chub. I mean, she's still, 13, 14 pounds and about to knock my computer off.
I mean, we have that same thing with MOSFET. Like the vet told me that, MOSFET can't get any more bigger, because like this is the perfect, like this is the limit. If he gets bigger than this, then it's a problem. And now he's gotten so slim. I feel like it's because he keeps like play fighting with Hermes.
Oh, I bet that actually really helps.
Yeah, that he has slimmed down so much. And that just causes me to be like I feel like he's currently at the stage where he's like super slim and like lithe looking. And that's probably better. But I'm just like, oh no, my son isn't eating properly. He's wasting away.
Here. My cats will probably at some point go in my lap, but just for anybody who has missed Soren and Wally.
I do miss Soren and Wally.
We don't see Wally very often.
Well, she's always been the more shy of the two of them. Yeah.
Soren is just a little love bug who wants to like pets and everything.
Soren is a mama's boy.
Yeah. Soren is a total mama's boy. What are you working on, Di?
I'm working on the sweater still. I have not been working on it since the last Stitch and Bitch, so I'm still working on that first sleeve.
Gotcha.
I do need to find a new project though, because I'm getting close to the end with the book blanket. So
you?
Ooh.
I'm like working on either the 7th row or the 8th row. I can't remember which. And there are 9 rows. No. I read 80 books last year. So I read 90 books in 2020. So there's going to be 9 rows. It's been a long time. I can't remember details.
I mean, at least you're still making it. I just blatantly gave up.
I'm too stubborn, and also I still have like all the rows, so I need like once I'm done knitting, I need to like weave in the ends and then piece it together.
Mm.
And then find a good weekend to kick my cats out of the guest room so I can block it.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, probably.
I thought that the weaving in the ends would be the hardest part.
Well, I have a number of things that need to get blocked, but because I use my guest bed, and like I put a bunch of sheets and towels on to keep the mattress from getting wet, but I use my guest bed to block stuff. So I just need to suck it up and kick my cats out of the guest bedroom for one weekend.
Mm-hmm. You might have an easy time of putting down a waterproof liner. They do waterproof mattress liners that you could probably just pop on top of your sheets.
Yeah.
That they sell for like, I think it's like under $10.
Okay. Yeah. It's mostly that they get really annoyed when there's a closed door, and I haven't wanted to deal with that.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, drama queens.
We have Mosfet is the only one of our cats who keeps jumping on doors, and he's especially fed up whenever my partner's office door is closed. And he's not allowed to go there because my partner works with like microelectronics and stuff. So there's a lot of wires. And he loves to steal the wires. Like whenever I go to sleep, there's like 5 or 4 like little like wire cables given to me as gifts on my side of the bed.
Rhea, you're working on drawing?
Yeah, I'm like...
Is it an ongoing project or... Okay.
I just started. So this is like for the 12 minutes of what I have been working on.
I am working on sleeves for my Jasmine cardigan, which came out this week. I did put my buttons on because I couldn't help it. I've been working on this for so long that I felt like I needed a small win, and the buttons are so pretty.
They are.
And so I decided instead of doing the like 6-inch sleeves that they are designed with, that I'm going to do full length sleeves because I hate myself. And because I know I'll wear it more if they're full-length sleeves.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it always better to adjust the pattern so that you will get the most out of it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think so. It's just more work. And I have more than once thought and been like, do I really want the long sleeves? Do I really want them? Can I live with the short sleeves, though? What's everyone been reading?
Can I?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I got hooked into webtoons really hardcore last month. And then I saw I saw a YouTube video that was basically an animated music video advertising another webtoon on a different app, which is called Manta. So I was really intrigued because the main couple looked cute. So I went to Manta and I read the first 5 chapters, which you can read for free. And I was like, damn it, I need to know more. So I succumbed and I paid for the €3 subscription. And now I'm subscribed to Manta so I can follow this webtoon. And I have been reading it since last week. And then I figured out, well, this webtoon is based on a web novel. So I went and sought out the web novel. And then I exhausted all the legal opportunities to read the web novel and read the webtoon. So I went and searched fan translations of the Korean text. And I have basically spent the entirety of my Saturday and this Sunday just glued to my screen and reading the chapters. I am considering seriously starting to learn Korean on Duolingo just so that I have an excuse to buy the volumes, the original Korean web novels, so that I can support the author.
Do they sell them at? Oh no, it's a web comic. It's not like a printed comic, right?
Yeah, the web comic is an adaptation of the web novel, and the web novel is similar to basically it's a similar, like, for example, to AO3, where an author can post on this site like chapters per week and stuff, and you get paid by the chapter and stuff.
Okay.
So it's basically a web novel is the web comic of novels, and it's like super like secondary world fantasy romance, and it's like I have never liked that stuff. Like, I don't think that I've ever liked to read that stuff. And now I'm like really like invested in all these characters. And I was like, also the smut is pretty good. There's a lot of it. Like this is honestly like this series would make Sarah J. Maas go jealous with envy. Like, why didn't I come up with that? Because it's like, it's so cool. Basically, it's like the main character. First of all, the main love interest is like it has my favorite like trope of tall and small. Like, tall and small pairing is one of my favorite things. Also, there's like so much friggin' yearning between these two, and also two idiots falling in love. That's one of the things, and not realizing how much they care about each other. It's like. I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed with this.
I love what Elise is saying. Never draw a line in your reading. In a few years, it gets crossed.
I mean, I went so far as to like, I've been watching music videos dedicated to this damn webcomic, where people have basically like animated parts of the webcomic and put them together to music. There was a Taylor Swift music video on this webcomic.
I do
like
love me some Swiftie AMVs, not gonna lie.
There's one thing though, like the webcomic itself, like the main couple is like the main female lead has a severe stutter, and then the like main male character is like he's a mixed race, so he experiences like a lot of racism, and it's super weird because in the web novel he's like constantly described like that he has dark skin, and he gets like people constantly like
saying stuff about it,
saying stuff about it, calling him like a half-breed and a mongrel and stuff like that. And in the web comic he's also like depicted as visibly darker skinned, but the official like promotional material completely whitewashes him. Like, you would not know that he would be mixed race or like darker skinned if you just saw the official promotional material for the webcomic, because he's just like the animated stuff for the webcomic is just completely like it just like it's suspicious how he's like 5 shades lighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. It's so blatantly obvious. It's like awkward, you know. But it's such like a fun series. I love that like the main character is like someone who has been super abused by his father, and then she gets like married and goes to this like knight, becomes a knight's wife. And the knight wants to like treat her like super well because he has this impression that her father is like this rich man who has treated her super well. And it kind of like goes over that spectrum of like, well, her father was super abusive, but also this man's like obsessive affection for her is also super suffocating. And I'm like, wow, there's actual commentary on this stuff. What is this? These people are communicating about stuff. What? Okay, I'm done. I haven't been reading anything else. Like, I've just been like, I've just needed to ride my obsession train to the destination, and now that I'm all caught up, I just have to wait for new chapters of this webcomic to come out every 10 days.
How long is this, and like how long will it go on?
Okay, so the web novel is like so far 2 books, and it's still ongoing. And they're not translating it anymore in the fan translations because it has been licensed. So, and the license is like way behind the like fan translations. So the fan translations are like 271 chapters, And the
gotcha.
official translation is like 90 chapters or so.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't wait for that.
Yeah. As I said, I've exhausted all my legal options. So, but I did go through the official channels first, and the webcomic currently has like 39 chapters, and it updates every like 10 days. So now that I'm caught up in the
That's
web
a pretty
novel,
good clip.
now I can just wait for the adaptation to come out and see how all the scenes in the web novel get translated into the web comic. I'm really excited. Okay. I'm done.
Who else is reading what? Rachel?
I'm always in the middle of a row.
Oh, okay. We'll wait for Rachel.
I can pause.
Oh, okay, go.
Okay, so I finally got A Marvelous Light from the library again for like the 4th time, and I will try to actually finish it before I have to take it back, because I got like about 20% of the way through this, and I was like, oh, it's clicking into place why everyone likes this so much, so I really want to finish it.
Okay.
And then randomly I got Himawari House by Harmony Becker from the library. This is like a young adult graphic novel, and I'm really enjoying this. I didn't really know what it was about before, but it's about a couple of like foreign exchange students living in Japan, and just their experience living and studying abroad in a country where they don't all speak the language very well, but they're all like intensively studying it and everything. So I started reading it this morning, was like, this is really engrossing. So
Well, that's cool.
And I have a bazillion other things started, including I just started reading To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara, which is kind of a long shot because, you know, a little life.
Yeah.
But
Is it as depressing as A Little Life?
I don't know, but it begins like, I think it's got 3 parts. Like it's a speculative fiction novel. It's kind of like science fiction, and I think it's got 3 parts that are set in very different times, but alternative timelines. So it begins in 1899 in North America, but history has already gone differently. And like there's this free states country on the East Coast that's like Connecticut and a different state. And one of the first things you learn is that they have like this system of arranged marriages, but same-sex marriage is part of it.
Okay.
And I was like, it threw me so much when I started reading, because I thought it was a historical novel at first. And then it was like, this guy's grandfather is arranging for him to go on a date with a man? It's really interesting. And I'm like, I'm waiting for it to fill in more of the history to know how they got to this point.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how she bridges that gap.
Yeah, for sure. And now I'm really curious about the other eras that the book is going to cover. Like, how do they connect? And is any of it like really futuristic? Because we've got the alternative timeline of the past, but maybe it'll go into the future as well.
Elise is reading A Stranger in Alondria, and I'm so excited for you to read. That's good.
That's by Sophia Samata, right?
Yes.
I have that on ebook, but I haven't read.
She's got a new novel coming out soon.
Does she?
I think it's
the title of it, but somebody was talking about it on Twitter, and I was so excited because she hasn't had a book out in quite a while.
Yeah. I want to also a memoir.
Also, the thing that
I'm looking it up.
She's got a poetry collection that she did with her brother, which is a partly memoir for them both. But I thought that her new book was fiction.
I mean, it could be. I might be mixing them up.
Either way, I'm super excited because just her writing is so beautiful. Gorgeous.
Also, the thing that I was reading is Under the Oak Tree, which I put in the chat, in case you Yeah. Like, honestly, if someone just wants to read it and gush with me about it, I wouldn't mind.
And then, of course, Joe is reading We Have Always Lived in the Castle, which, I love it. I love it so much. And then when you're done, Joe, you need to watch the adaptation with not Vera Farmiga, Taste of Farmiga, which came out a couple of years ago, because I think it's really good. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm currently reading a nonfiction book called Dispensing with the Truth by Alicia Mundy. So I don't know who here listens to the podcast maintenance phase, but one of the really early episodes was about these two, well, technically three, but two diet drugs in the early to mid 90s. One was called Fen-Phen and the other was called Redux. And it turns out that they caused some pretty bad heart disease, and there were a lot of lawsuits, and it turned out, of course, that the company knew that this was not good health-wise, but they went forward anyway because they really wanted money. So Audrey Gordon, because there are two hosts, Michael and Audrey, and they take turns. Like, one of them will present a topic and the other one will be like, oh my God, or like comment on it. And so Audrey was the one presenting on this because she had actually been on Fen-Phen for like a month when she was 14 because her doctor prescribed it to her.
Yeah.
Which, like, is a whole different level of horrifying. So it's infuriating, but also interesting. And like right now, one of my key takeaways is that the FDA is super corrupt. Like, the way the FDA is currently structured is really detrimental to the American public because it's not serving as a consumer watchdog group. And which, funnily enough, ties into another podcast I listened to last week. There's a series I like called Behind the Bastards that's hosted by journalist Robert Evans, and he has different guests on every week. And they will talk about historical bastards, and sometimes they're institutional bastards. And so they did a two-part episode.
I need to ask, what is an institutional bastard?
The FDA. The FDA is an institutional bastard.
Yeah, like an asshole organization.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't mean like bastard in like the definitional sense.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about illegitimate people, so
Yeah.
No, so they've done episodes on the bastard who invented homeopathy, or Ben Shapiro. They've done a number of episodes on him, or L. Ron Hubbard, that type of thing. And so they did a two-part episode on the FDA, which again goes into, how it started with good intentions as a watchdog organization for the American public to be like, hey, let's make sure that the milk that kids are drinking isn't poisonous. Or let's make sure that medicines don't contain arsenic, just as like a few examples.
Or cocaine or other addictive substances.
But like over time, they've shifted. Like right now, like one thing that gets brought up in the book is their thing, like the pharmaceutical companies are our customers. We need to provide service for them. And so like how their role has shifted. And it's like reading this, you can really understand why some people are so skeptical of modern day pharmaceuticals, because there's it comes up pretty early on that why American Home Products, which produced both drugs, had credible evidence pointing to the fact that it caused, I think it was pulmonary hypertension, which the author describes as basically slowly suffocating to death, which is super grim, and also caused valve disease, which requires open heart surgery to fix. But they knew early on, and then Pfizer bought the company in the early 2000s, in the early to mid 2000s, and as late as 2014 was trying to limit their liability regarding Fen-Phen and Redux, because it's still stuff is still coming out about it, because so many a number of women in the US were taking this drug because it was one of the first diet drugs that in 20 years that had been authorized by the FDA. Wow. It's very interesting, very infuriating. It is difficult to get a hold of, however. I was only able to get it because my academic library consortium, one of the other libraries, had a copy, because I do think it's out of. So if you can get it, I recommend it. And then the other thing, what else am I reading? I can't remember what I'm reading. I'm basically trying to get through a bunch of library books in the next few days because Horizon Forbidden West comes out on Friday. And well, so I'm so sad. So my initial plan next weekend had been to just take Friday off and spend the entire weekend playing the game. I forgot my dad was coming up that weekend.
Oh no.
My plan is to basically sit Volt down, play our current save, because we just need to defeat the final boss and we're done. And then with fresh eyes, I like, because my birthday is next week, I have decided that I will, gift myself the experience of Forbidden West as a birthday present.
One thing I will say is I'm still taking Friday off, and because I live on the West Coast, new games become available for me to play at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So I have D&D Thursday night, so I'm going to try and be like, can we have this be like a quick game so that as soon as it's done, I'll boot up my PS5 and start shooting robot dinosaurs.
I mean, there are new robot things. Have you seen the robot tortoise?
Yes. And also I will theory about based on the trailers, so I apologize in advance. I'm pretty sure the whole silence is working for the new big bad is a fake out. I think it's a red herring. I don't think that they would do it twice. I think they're playing on our expectations for silence.
I also think that silence will, like, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like silence will not end up being like the bad guy.
No, I'm pretty sure. So
he's kind of like a rogue actor.
Yeah. So honestly, my theory is he's a red herring. Like, yes, he's still doing some shady stuff because like that's what he does. But given the artwork that I've seen, like the artwork that they've released, I've noted, and again, unless they're doing a red herring on the artwork, silence is on Aloy's side of the artwork, along with the mysterious character being played by Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss is in this game,
and Angela Bassett. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure silence is a red herring, and I'm also sure that Ted fucking Faro is behind this current mess because I don't think he's really dead.
Probably he's got, like, honestly, I mean, not going into spoilers, but we seriously need to have a private chat about all the lore in this game because I have some thoughts.
Bria, have you also played Horizon Zero Dawn?
I actually haven't. My partner has played it and has been keeping an eye on the new one coming out.
Okay.
And so I've seen like snippets of it, but it's not one that I like have followed.
You should definitely play it because it's amazing. But also there's someone who you meet in the first Horizon Zero Dawn who is, I kid you not, my most hated video game character. Like,
for sure.
He is awful, and I'm pretty sure he's behind stuff in Horizon Forbidden West, and I hope he's not actually dead because I really want to kill him.
I mean, I have a pet theory that clones will be involved.
I think it's like a wild universe, though.
Yeah,
it's so great. Like, I feel like you can't even really, like, it's a game you really have to experience because like just the sheer concept of just like finding out bits and pieces about the world is so fascinating. It's so like great.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm very excited the fact that one of the things they're advertising is that Aloy gets friends. Because Aloy, like, I love her, but she needs some friends. She needs some human companionship.
I mean, I'm just happy that, oh my god, why is my name blanking?
Aaron Varl.
Yes. I'm just
was
glad that Eren is back.
Oh, see, I figured I knew he was back, but I was very happy that Varl was back because he's a very good soft boy.
Yes.
But yeah, going back to books, I'm hoping to finish Dispensing with the Truth today, and then I have a cozy mystery that I need to read because it is due soon, and I don't want to have to put it back on hold. It is hold on. What is it? No, come back. Body and Soul Food. It is a cozy mystery starring two twins who had been separated when they were young, and they come back together to open a joint restaurant and bookstore, and someone gets murdered.
Ooh, as one does.
That sounds interesting. Also, stock up on all the right kind of food because you know you're going to get hungry.
I know, and this always happens. I think I've talked with you guys about the last time. Yeah.
Yes.
It always happens. I'm going to end, this time it's soul food. So I'm going to end up wanting like cornbread and greens. And
just order some of that for dinner on the day you're going to start the book because you know you're going to want it.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
Sad thing is, like, because Oregon's so white, there's no good soul food around here.
I mean,
okay, make the meal and then start the book.
Like, I mean, you're complaining about Oregon being white. Try living in Finland.
I mean, I don't think Finland had it in their state constitution that blacks weren't allowed to live in the state.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Like, Oregon has a very
but only probably due to the fact that it was just a given because it's such a homogeneous state.
Oregon is a very racist place.
I mean, I'm just like I'm trying, lower the expectations, like.
But I'm going to Oakland. I'm flying into Oakland in a couple of weeks, and so I might. I know I'm getting good tacos while I'm in Oakland, but I might see if we could go to a soul food place. I don't know if it's still open, but for a while there was a vegan soul food place that was so good.
There is a cookbook author who's got like a vegan soul food cookbook, and I wonder if it's related.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look it up. I honestly don't know if it's still open because it's been so long since I've been there, but I remember just like the food being so good.
While you do that, I am finishing Lobisona. I have hardly anything left in it. I'm just like at the very, very tail end. And then I'm going to
open.
Huh?
It's still open.
Good. You have to stop then.
Yeah, there's actually there's also some in there. It looks like they've expanded. So there's one in LA, there's one in Vegas, and there's one in San Francisco.
Ooh. And then the next thing I'm going to read is Velvet of the Night, which is Sylvia Moreno Garcia. But my exciting news is that Uncle Hugo's science fiction bookstore is going to reopen at the end of summer, which is phenomenal.
Are they going to be in the same location?
No, they're going to be about 3 blocks away in a new spot, which is great. So a little bit of backstory. It's one of my favorite science fiction and fantasy bookstores that I've ever been to. There are actually a couple in the Twin Cities area, and they burned down when the protests and rioting happened in 2020. It was a heck of a time getting the city to give them like the demolition permits. The next door neighbor just started dumping their trash into like their lot, like into like, because it burned down all the way to like the basement foundation. Like there was a hole in the ground. The next door neighbor started dumping like their rubble and trash into it.
Gross.
And then like a whole bunch of drama with like the city didn't turn off the pipe that went into their building and kept charging them for the water that had been like filling through the broken pipes. So it was a whole huge ordeal. It's been like 2 years and they are reopening, and I'm so excited. Finally.
I'm trying to figure out how I can go there this year. Like, how could I fit that in? It depends on when they reopen.
I know. I have a pull-out couch.
Or you could fit that in next year when we all ambush Bree.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
See, we've got Worldcon is in Chicago, but it depends on days. Like, isn't that August?
It is August.
Isn't it like end of August, early September?
Yeah, I think it's over Labor Day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
because if Hugo's is open by the time that Worldcon happens, I could possibly do a detour up to the Twin Cities before heading over to Chicago.
Well, yeah, you could come up here, and then you and I could just like drive to Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm so envious, though.
Why? You could fly into Minneapolis and then drive with us into Chicago. How do you feel about like roughly 5.5, 6 hours in a car?
That's not bad.
Road trip, but I mean, I do like the idea of not flying to Worldcon. Like, I would rather do the 7-hour drive to the Twin Cities and then a 5-hour drive.
I like the flexibility of having the car, and I like the flexibility of having the space the car provides.
Yeah.
I also have never experienced what they call the American road trip.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot of Cheetos.
That?
It's a lot of Cheetos.
Well, I think the quality of the road trip depends on the road that you're on, because like if you're driving through like Kansas, it is just, especially at night, it's like you can see the lights. The lights aren't getting closer. The lights never get closer.
That sounds like a horror story.
It screws with your perception so much.
Is it kind of like all fields?
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is like driving on I-5 in California is one of my least favorite things in the universe, because once you hit Stockton, like from Stockton to the San Gabriel Mountains, it is just it's like dry farmland. It reeks of cow shit. There's just like, it's not the same like flat desolation as Kansas, but it's like it's a different layer of hell.
We would be going through Wisconsin, which is kind of a Midwest treat insofar as it is very
I'm fine.
It's mostly flat and very wooded. Every third store is some variation of cheese store, fireworks store, like adult superstore.
I can deal with
but not like the kind of adult superstore. Like, there are adult superstores that it's like, oh, this is like a queer feminist owned place where they will tell me good things. These are like
creepy.
Creepy.
Oh,
it's not an American road trip until you've like stopped to get gas and realize you're right next to the stripper bar.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For like 20 miles all the way around.
But we will have cheese curds galore.
I've never.
I'm not opposed to it. If there's flights to the Twin Cities from Helsinki, I'm not opposed to it.
There probably are, because the Twin Cities is a hub for Iceland Air.
True. Probably SAS also.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like SAS also flies there.
Anyway, so for those who don't know, we are ending a little early today. So we are going to have about 15 minutes left. I wanted to talk a little bit in that time about Peacemaker. Has anyone seen Peacemaker?
I have not. I've heard of
Peacemaker.
What is this?
It's Okay, so if you watched The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad, which is the James Gunn version, there's a character called Peacemaker who is searching for peace no matter how many people he has to kill to get it. And this is about after that story, he comes back and basically gets strong-armed into doing like Black Ops stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be super dark and whatever if based on like that telling, but the character is played by John Cena, the wrestling star. And it is...
Can he act?
Oh, he's lovely in it. He's lovely in it. I actually think he's not a terrible actor at all because American wrestling is...
Yeah, it's acting.
Entirely acting.
Wait, isn't he that guy who's always in commercials that I see?
Probably.
Okay.
He's like...
I know that's super not specific, but...
He's like... He was in the latest Fast and the Furious as Vin Diesel's brother.
He played Ferdinand in the new Ferdinand cartoon.
My mind is like
he's very he plays actually very wholesome characters even when he plays bad guys who curse a lot. They're like the kind of bad guys who would never shoot a kid or hurt a kid at all. You know what I mean? It's
the bad guys who have standards.
Anyway, this has a hair metal soundtrack. It's done by James Gunn. It is super enjoyable. It's on HBO Max for those of you who have it. And if you have it, I suggest you watch it.
We need more reasons to get HBO Max. I want to see Station 11. I think that's on HBO as well.
Yeah. Station 11.
Yeah. So with HBO Max, I tend to watch John Oliver because I get it through my grandparents.
I love John Oliver's.
Right.
Yeah, I watch John Oliver on it basically every week. Because
back?
Huh?
No,
not yet. But yeah, no, that's what we've been enjoying. It has been. He has a pet. His sidekick is a pet eagle named Eagly. And when he gets out of jail, because he's been in jail, and he goes home, Eagly gives him a hug.
Aww.
And it's like you watch him reckon with the fact that his dad is like a supervillain called the White Dragon, who's definitely a KKK member. And he's like, but my dad loves me. And they're like, no, but I'm your best friend and I'm Black and your dad's a racist. And I'm telling you this right now. And he's like, how does he deal with that? Like, which sounds silly, but it's actually very good. I think it's handled actually really, really well to show.
This Peacemaker, does he now have his own movie or like?
It's a TV show.
Oh,
it's a TV show. I thought it was
a TV show. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, I've been enjoying it. They do a really crappy dance number for the show opening. That is my spiel. Watch Peacemaker. I've liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's on my list of stuff to check out, but I can only mentally at this point handle a couple of ongoing things at a time.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, so right now I've been watching The Legend of Vox Machina, which I need to watch the latest episodes still. That's the animated series based on campaign 1 of Critical Role.
Oh,
okay. I'm enjoying it. And I also finished Book of Boba Fett, which
oh my god.
It would have been nice if all the episodes had the main characters, marketing.
You mean anything other than the first 2 episodes?
So was Book of Boba Fett essentially the 3rd season of Mandalorian?
It was 2.5.
Yeah, there was a lot more Mandalorian stuff than there was about
Boba Fett. And the frustrating thing, I completely blame Jon Favreau for this because he was the sole credited writer on the episodes. So Jon Favreau, meet me in the Denny's parking lot. We need to talk. But it's just frustrating because had Jon Favreau not been so concerned about doing his whole playing with action figures thing, there were the bones of an interesting series there, but they had to commit to it, one, focusing on Boba Fett and only Boba Fett, to not do weird timeline shit. Maybe have like one or two episodes at the beginning giving you the like history of what happened with Boba Fett, and then moving forward.
I wanted to see him actually get into like the politics in Mos Espa.
Yeah,
and also
because that was Mos Espa. Yeah,
Mos Vespa.
I did like the biker gang. I did like the Vespa gang.
They just don't look like they're from Tatooine to me, and so like to me, like the dissonance between the design is a little much.
But yeah, I'm frustrated about episodes 5 and 6.
Fair.
Like, I think that should have been in the main, like in Mandalorian and not Book of Boba.
Absolutely.
Like I would have
season 3 of Mandalorian coming though.
We don't know.
Well, okay.
I think it's filming now. Well, because right now we know Obi-Wan is starting on May 25th, which I'm so excited for them to break my heart with Obi-Wan and Anakin all over again.
Look, Ewan McGregor is my Obi-Wan.
I love you.
Absolutely. Ewan McGregor made that character.
I'm also so excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited for Hayden Christensen to come back as Anakin / Darth Vader, because I just love the tragic dynamic between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and how they're like both at fault for the disintegration of their relationship, and just how tragic it is. And also, so yeah, I'm very looking forward to that. And also Indira Varma is going to be in it, and I love Indira Varma so much.
So, Dai, have you seen have you seen the fan art drawn by, was it Calypso? He basically draws these, what if Anakin and Padme never broke up, and like Padme never died, and what if they basically lived in a polycule where Obi-Wan was the cool uncle and raised their kids together with them in modern times.
Yeah,
and it's great. Like, I just live for that fan art because it's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly OT3 Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme. Like I do.
As you should.
I don't ship Obi-Wan and Padme, but I OT3.
I mean, here's the thing: you can have a polyamorous relationship where the persons who are dating the person in the center are not dating each other. So, you know.
Yeah. So
V, not a triangle.
Yeah, not a triangle. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Bad Batch season 2 of Bad Batch is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And then we know the Cassian show is coming. The Ahsoka show is coming. And then we're also getting season 3 of Mando.
Well, I have been watching the new DuckTales.
It's so good!
With David Tennant.
Oh my gosh. I need to watch that because I rewatched the original DuckTales.
The new DuckTales is so good. And it's also hilarious to me. So Sam Riegel, who is one of the actors on Critical Role, his day job is being a voice director for like DuckTales and Elena of Avalor and like other things. And so he was able to like pull those connections for the cast of The Legend of Vox Machina. Like, they got David Tennant, they got Stephanie Beatrice, they got Indira Varma. They got so many people, and literally the first line that David Tennant's character says in Vox Machina is "fuck," and it's like, oh, I miss you, David Tennant.
Here's the thing. I have been like, I didn't know before I started watching the new DuckTales how much I love Flintheart Glomgold. I seriously have like a sort of crush for Flintheart Glomgold. I feel like I relate to Flintheart Glomgold. I don't know why, but he's just like, he's so passionate about his hobby to murder Scrooge and be the richest Scottish duck in the world.
He's not Scottish.
I mean, yes, but he wants to be. Like he's cosplay. He's basically a Scrooge McDuck cosplayer.
You can get citizenship without being born to a place.
Also, my favorite thing was the one episode where he had just this plan to basically the Mark Zuckerberg Steve Jobs analogy. He has just this plan to get rid of him, and then he poses as a biker, like basically like one of those like couriers, like bike couriers, and we figure out that the beard he has is fake. And it's a beard wig, and he takes it off, and then he puts it back on, and it's like, and he bicycles away after hand delivering the message, the invitation to his shark murder party. I love him. He's so ridiculous.
I'm looking forward to watching the new.
You definitely should watch it. It's a lot of fun.
It's great. I love it so much.
So what I'm gonna have us do, because we're only really gonna go until about 2 today, is I'm gonna have us start our wrap up. Say what you're working on and where people can find you. We'll start with Rhea.
Oh, okay. Well, I got this far with my thing.
Nice.
Probably gonna ink and color it at some point if I don't forget. You can find me at the Bookfinch on Twitter and YouTube's, and as Finchkin on Instagram. Instagram, I'm not as what's the word? Active. But if you want to see like cat pictures and occasionally some makeup, I don't post bookish content. I just have whatever mashed into Instagram. Anyway, I've recently tried to be more active on BookTube. I just had a comic book review of Far Sector pop up on my channel, so that's there. And I'm also host a book club on short stories and anthologies. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Di?
You can find me at Bookish Die pretty much everywhere. I recently posted my January wrap-up, and this week I'll be posting my reader unhaul goals for 2022.
Unhaul goals?
It's basically me giving myself a deadline to read some books that have been on my shelves for years, and basically saying if I don't, and if they're a series, if I don't at least read the first book, then December 2022, they're gone.
Okay.
I wanted to do something like that, like give myself that hard deadline. So
yeah, so
motivation.
We'll see how it goes, because there are some chunky books on that list. Include I think we talked about this last time, but The Grace of Kings and
oh yeah,
The Wall of Storms. I'm for that. I'm saying like I just need to get through The Grace of Kings before I like
to justify.
I mean, here's the thing: if you don't gel with Grace of Kings, then you're probably not gonna gel with Wall of Storms. So if you can't get to the first one, it's like basically two things with one stone.
Yeah, and I will say there's one that is on the list that I might just unhaul anyway, because I bought it because the cover was very pretty, but I haven't heard people talk about the book, and I was looking at some of the books down the line because it's a trilogy, and I'm like, I don't know if I will actually enjoy where this trilogy is going, so I might just unhaul it anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Rachel?
It's gonna be kind of a slow February for me because I'm busy with stuff. But the next thing up for me on my channel, Colonati, is going to be more craft stuff. I haven't done a What I Made episode in like 3.5 months, so it's taken me forever to edit that video. So that will be next, and who knows after that. So I'm also on Instagram, and I rarely post bookish stuff there. I should post more of my spinning stuff.
You should post more of your spinning stuff. I am always interested in seeing your spinning stuff. So yes.
I need to do like progress shots because I need a way to like to remind myself to take pictures of things as I'm making them, because otherwise I forget what I did.
Yeah. I am currently working on, I have an outline for a video on Station 11 in the light of a post-pandemic world that I'm hoping to have filmed and edited by Wednesday.
Oh no!
Oh, it's a kitty.
Oh, it's a kitty. Just in time to say bye-bye to everyone.
It's
What are
a
you working on, my love?
What was you on?
To be the star of the show.
Hermes is always like, if I pick him up, he's like,
Flailing.
no, I refuse.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We were so glad to have you, and it was so nice just being here and talking and knitting.
Yes.
All right.
And I think next month we'll be on Rachel's channel.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. So we will see you then. Oh yes, and happy superb owl to anybody who watches that tonight.
Yep. I will say, just as a side note, I'm very glad that the era of Tom Brady is over because I really don't like that man.
Also, for tomorrow, hyvää ystävänpäivä. Happy Friends Day.
Yes, happy Friends Day, happy Valentine's Day. We will see you guys next month. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.